On the recommendation of the ECI, the Union Health Ministry has issued orders on 8 February 2021 that all election officials and employees will be treated as a frontline workers and all eligible officials shall be given a precautionary booster dose accordingly. So these persons will also be given a booster dose, the precautionary dose also. With this, my all polling officials who are on the poll duty will be fully safe. So I have spoken that my booths are safe because my booths are fully sanitized and all provisions of the gloves, sanitizer and everything is there. And here are the polling officials who are the safe. We have directed on our visits also and otherwise also. We have directed the chief secretaries of all polling going states to accelerate the first and second dose of vaccination to all eligible citizens above 18 years. Wherever we have gone, in all the polling stations, we have reviewed the situation of the vaccination. And as you people have also reported, you have also informed that we have asked the chief secretaries to expedite this first dose as well as second dose to my electors of this country. And let me share with you the vaccination program, and they have accelerated the vaccination of the persons of various states. Let me share some vaccination figures with you. Data is on January 7th, 2022. In Goa, more than 95.8% people have been vaccinated with both the doses. So almost all population of Goa has got double vaccination. And in Uttarakhand, people have got 99.6% people have got their first dose and 83% have got the second dose. So in Uttarakhand also, the large number of population is vaccinated. In Uttar Pradesh, which was lacking earlier, but after our interventions and after our discussions over there, 90% population had been administered first dose and more than 52% had taken both the doses. In Punjab, 82% had been given the first dose of vaccination and 46% covered by both the doses. In Manipur, 57% had been jabbed with the first dose, while 43% had been administered both the doses. In absolute figures, as on January 7, 2022, more than 15 crore people in these 5 states together have got the first dose of vaccine and more than 9 crore people had been administered both the doses. So this was regarding the safety of electors. There are 3 components of the elections: polling booth, polling officials, and the electors. So the Commission has taken steps that all these 3 should be the safe area. As far as the electors are concerned, most of the persons have got the vaccination, as I have just mentioned to you. The polling officials are doubly vaccinated with the booster dose also. Polling stations are safe, as I mentioned to you, that all sanitizations have been done. And before polling also, all polling booths will be fully sanitized. We have also seen the positivity rate of these states before taking decisions. I'll tell you that the weekly positivity rate in UP was only 0.24%. In Uttarakhand, it was 1.01%. In Punjab, it was 2%. Hello?
Slowly. Figures.
Acha figure. In UP, the positivity rate was 0.24%. In Uttarakhand, the positivity rate was 1.01%. In Punjab, it was 2.1%. In Manipur, it was 1.1%. And Goa, it was something around 13% because of the newer party by the outsider in that state. So these are the positivity weekly rates which we have seen and perused by all of us. And we have taken the opinion of medical experts, the Union Health Secretary, and other secretaries as I discussed with you. We have appointed health nodal officers at the district, state, and assembly constituency level and in all polling states. And in view of COVID concerns, polling time has been increased by 1 hour in all 5 states, and the time will be notified when the notification will be issued of those particular states. In view of emphasis on non-contact based campaign during pandemic conditions, Commission has decided to double the free equitable time allotted to the recognized political parties on Doordarshan and AER during these elections. It is expected that all stakeholders, namely political parties, candidates, campaigners, voters, and authorities engaged in the election process shall be conscious of their prime duty towards public health, safety, and therefore shall abide by the general instructions and other norms of COVID appropriate behavior as mandated by the respective authorities prescribed. Further, political parties and candidates are advised to conduct their campaign as much as possible through digital, virtual, media platforms, mobile-based mode instead of physical mode, ensuring strict compliance of COVID safety norms. And keeping it in mind, the expenditure limit of the candidates have already been increased from 28 to 40 lakh. A detailed guidelines are being issued and which will be given to all of you regarding the COVID guidelines 2022 as to how the political parties, how the election officials, how the EVM persons will be dealt with and will be dealing with the COVID appropriate behavior. But the main point I would like to share with you, the Commission has decided that no roadshow, padyatra, cycle, bike vehicle rally and procession shall be allowed till 15th January 2022. Commission shall subsequently review the situation and issue further instructions accordingly. So up to 15th of January, because the situation is dynamic, it is not static. No roadshow, no padyatra, no cycle, bike or vehicle rally and any procession. Similarly, no physical rally of political parties or probable candidates or any other group related to election shall be allowed till 15th January. Commission shall subsequently review the situation, considering the situation of the pandemic, and issue further instructions accordingly. So, up to 15th of January, there is absolutely a moratorium of physical rally and physical road shows. Between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m., no rallies and public meetings. Similarly, like a campaign curfew that on any campaign day. That will continue. No nukkad sabhas will be allowed on public roads, roundabouts or public streets or corners. Fifth, no victory procession after the counting shall be allowed and not more than 2 persons shall be allowed to accompany the winning candidate or his or authorized representative to receive the certificate of election from returning officers. So we are reducing the physical contact, physical availability, and we are saying that more and more virtual and virtual rallies, virtual campaign should be done. However, physical rallies during the campaign period, if after considering the situation, which is very dynamic, and when permitted after the decision of the Commission, shall be conducted subject to adherence to COVID-19 guidelines. The maximum limit of persons allowed for indoor and outdoor rally meeting shall be as per existing directions of SDMAs. For these meetings, political parties shall distribute masks and sanitizer to persons attending and maintain COVID protocol at entry and exit point. Further rallies and meetings shall be allowed only in earmarked places and with prior permission of district administration. Door-to-door campaign, a maximum of 5 persons including candidates, excluding security personnel if any, shall be allowed to do door-to-door campaign. Each political party candidate shall have to furnish an undertaking in the application form under Suvidha that it shall abide by all the extant instructions, guidelines in this regard. So an undertaking will also be taken whenever any rally will be allowed. Later on, when we review the situation after 15th or something like that, only then again also these undertakings, COVID guidelines have to be strictly followed with each and every person who is involved in the campaign. Let me finish
him
it. After
please
that,
finish. We'll take up your questions thereafter.
Non-compliance of instruction. Anybody violating the instructions on COVID measures will be liable to proceed against as per the provisions of the Disaster Management Act, besides legal action under IPC and other legal provisions as applicable. And the prime responsibility will be resting with the CS and DO as mandated under the DM Act. And our guidelines specifically restate this legal position, and the guidelines will be given to each and every one of you. it is reiterated that in case of breach and disregard to the above guidelines, the Commission will not hesitate in cancelling the rallies or not allowing any further rallies by that party. So the COVID protocol is absolutely quite restrictive and quite strong, basically, that way, so that we can see that no physical rally will be done up to 15th of January. Media, I would like to come to the media now. Media has always been a friend of ECI and has played a very significant and positive role in elections. And this time also, we implore them to help us reach out to all stakeholders regarding safety norms and higher voter participation. It is you only who communicate our message to the public. It is you only who motivates them to cast a vote. It is through you only that we send our messages to them. So you are our friend, and you are the person who can help us in achieving our goals. Social media has also become an important component of life, and Commission has been engaging with social media platforms since 2019. And a voluntary code of ethics had come into play, which will also be applicable. Commission has been engaging and requesting all political parties and candidates to ensure that their supporters do not indulge in hate speeches and fake news. A strict watch on social media posts is being kept to ensure election atmosphere is not vitiated in any manner. Any person, organization indulging in such malicious activity will face harsh consequences. Now I will come to the schedule of elections, I think, which you are waiting, and that is something which is very important and a very most important thing. During this time, we have also seen and perused that how the elections were conducted in 2017, how they were conducted in 2012. In 2012, it was done, all the 5 states were done in 9 phases. In 2017, it was done in 8 phases. And now we are reducing it by 1 more phase, and all elections of 5 states will be conducted in 7 phases. I will give you the, I will read it and I will give you.
Total 7.
Total 7. All the 5 states combined together will be completed in 7 phases. I will give you a detailed chart, then you can understand more. Should I start? Because for this you are waiting. That will not be complete without, starting this thing. And the first date of the issue of notification will be 14th January 2022, and which will start from Uttar Pradesh. This will be the first phase of Uttar Pradesh. The issue of notification is 14th January. Last date of nominations, 21st January. Scrutiny of nominations, 24th January. Last date of withdrawal of candidature, 27th January. And date of poll, 10th February 2022. This is the first phase. Now let us come to the second phase, which is a very important phase. In second phase, we will be covering 4 states. Uttar Pradesh, second phase. Punjab, in 1 phase, Uttarakhand in 1 phase, Goa in 1 phase. So Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Uttarakhand and Goa. In second phase, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Goa will be over. And here the issue of notification will be 21st January. Last date of nominations, 28th January. Scrutiny of nominations, 29th January. And last date of withdrawal of candidature, 31st January, and date of poll 14th February, that is Monday. Third phase, only Uttar Pradesh. That is issue of notification, 25th January. Last date of nominations, 1st February. Scrutiny of nominations, 2nd February. Last date of withdrawal of candidature, 4th February. And date of poll, 20th February, that is Sunday. Uttar Pradesh, 4th phase. Issue of notification, 27th January. Last date of nominations, 3rd February. Scrutiny of nominations, 4th February. Last date of withdrawal of candidature 7th February and date of poll 23rd February. Uttar Pradesh 5th phase and first phase of Manipur. Manipur will be done in 2 phases. So on 5th phase, we will be having Uttar Pradesh 5th phase and Manipur first phase. Here the issue of notification is 1st February. Last date of notification, last nomination 8th February. Scrutiny of nominations 9th February. Last date of withdrawal of candidature 11th February and date of poll will be 27th February 2022. Uttar Pradesh 6th phase and Manipur 2nd phase. Here the issue of notification will be 4th February 2022. Last date of nominations 11th February 2022. Scrutiny of nominations 14th February 2022. Last date of withdrawal of candidature 16th February and date of poll 3rd March. That is Thursday. That way Manipur also completed the 6th phase. Uttar Pradesh 7th phase. Issue of notifications 10th February. Last date of nominations 17th February. Scrutiny of nominations 18th February. Last date of withdrawal of candidature is 21st February and date of poll is 7th March. So on 7th March, all polling will be over and the date of counting is 10th March 2022, that is Thursday. Last time, 2017, the election was announced on 4th of January and the counting was on 11th and here we are announcing on 8th. So we are squeezing the time as also and the faces also. And that particular schedule will also be given to you and how the faces of UP have been put in 7 phases will also be provided to you by the media cell here. And we have ensured that in all 7 phases of UP, there should be equitable to be distribution of the assemblies and that particular map will be given to you by our media cell. Now we call upon all voters in these 5 states to come out and vote as enthusiastically as they have always done in the past, especially the senior citizens, persons with disability and women. Your presence at the polling stations, despite many odds and personal circumstances, is nothing short of being truly inspirational. Our fervent appeal to all stakeholders to maintain COVID-appropriate behavior at all times. I'm really thankful to my voters who have casted their vote in the earlier elections, during pandemic also, and basically in Bihar, in Assam, in Tamil Nadu, in West Bengal, and in many places, Puducherry, Kerala, in many places, the voter turnout of female was much more than the men. And I'm so grateful to all of them that in spite of their the personal inconveniences, they have come and cast their vote. That is the spirit of the voter. That we want that should remain always in their mind. And this is a festival of democracy. They should come out, as I have already enumerated in my earlier paras, that the voters' safety is there, the polling booth is safe, and the polling officials are safe. Therefore, I request to all the voters to come forward and cast their votes. Similarly, I will request to all political parties and entities to mentor their party workers to adhere to COVID safety guidelines, especially during the period of campaign. Let us all remember that the safety of each one of us is our collective responsibility. It is our collective responsibility, and together we can make this happen. Wishing you all the best. Thank you very much.
We'll take the questions. I'll repeat. Please begin with the name of your own name and your media organization name. We'll begin here. I'll come back to you, please. अपना नाम और मीडिया का ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नाम भी बताएं.
सर हेलो सर, नमस्कार. मोहित दुबे, न्यूज़ नेशन से सर मैं हूँ. सर, इतिहास में ऐसा पहली बार हुआ है जब से हिंदुस्तान में लोकतंत्र शुरू हुआ है कि पहली बार रैलियों पर बैन किया गया है. वर्चुअल रैलियां होंगी, नुक्कड़ सभाओं को भी आपने बैन लगा दिया है. तमाम जो सियासी दल हैं उल्लंघन करते हुए कहीं ना कहीं पिछली बार भी नजर आए थे. इस बार अगर वो उल्लंघन करते हैं तो क्या अगर कोई कैंडिडेट है तो उसकी आप उसको रद्द कर देंगे उसकी कैंडिडेचर को, या क्या उनके ऊपर जुर्माना लगाने का भी प्रावधान है, और मॉनिटर कैसे करेंगे आप लोग?
देखिए, ये मॉनिटरिंग का काम जो है बेसिकली, जो मैंने अभी कोविड गाइडलाइंस में बताया कि वहाँ का जो डीओ है, डीएम एंड सीएस, हु आर द अथॉरिटीज अंडर एसडीएमए आल्सो, they will have to take a call. Our persons, our CEO, our observers will be there to ensure that this thing should be absolutely followed. And if anybody does it, we will cancel his rally. We will not allow him to have more rallies into this particular area. So if we do not allow, initially we have already, banned up to 15, as I am telling you. We will further review because situation is very dynamic. I don't know how the situation will emerge, whether it is accelerating or it is decelerating. It is quite possible after some time it may, come down quite drastically, or it may come up drastically. So we will increase the situation. We will see the situation. We will definitely monitor, and the prime responsibility, as I've already spoken to you, that it will rest with the DM and the Chief Secretary, and we will take action against them also. And our persons are already there, expenditure of all observers, general observers, they are there only to see this. And we will ensure that it should happen. Because we are trying first time if something is being done. आगे बढ़िए तो सही, देखते हैं कि आगे आगे होता है क्या.
थैंक यू सर.
बीच के ब्लॉक से हम शुरू करें.
इसी से जुड़ा सवाल है सर. चुनाव के बाद कोई कार्रवाई नहीं होती है.
अपना नाम?
मेरा नाम मुर्शिद करीम है, मैं वंदे मातरम से हूँ. उसी से रिलेटेड सवाल है. आचार संहिता उल्लंघन होने के बाद चुनाव आयोग कार्रवाई नहीं करते, वहां के डीएम वगैरह करते जैसे आपने कहा, लेकिन चुनाव के बाद उन नेताओं पे कार्रवाई पूरी तरह से नहीं होते हैं, वो बच के निकल जाते हैं. आखिर क्यों?
देखिए, ऐसा है, इस बार हम जहां जहां भी गए, 4 स्टेट में हम लोग गए, और हम लोगों ने इसी की समीक्षा की कि 2017 में जो भी पोल ऑफेंसेस में एफआईआर फाइल हुई थी उनका क्या हुआ. And whenever we have sent our DECs also to monitor it, and in some of the states we found that they have been taken to logical conclusions. Some fines have been given, somewhere the imprisonment have been given to those candidates also. So we have taken this stock and we will ensure this. Now earlier it is quite possible that some monitoring might not have been done, but we will monitor this aspect. And the purpose was only to monitor during our visits to all states was this only, that we should make them aware that the electoral offences will have to be taken to logical conclusions. They cannot remain pending.
So this is Shahid Abbas from Informist Media. This side on state on.
Hello, sir.
Straight, sir.
One by one. Please.
Hello.
Shahid Abbas from.
Hello. पीछे से मैं.
Sir, this side on your straight. On your straight.
Hello.
Yes.
I am Shahid Abbas from Informist Media. I want to ask that it is the duty of the poll panel to ensure level playing field for all stakeholders. Now, since the model code of conduct comes in.
मराठ्यांची तळपती तलवार म्हणजे